I'd like to call this meeting of the Show Low City Council to order. Show that all council members are present. Tonight I've asked Councilman Judd to lead us in vocation, followed by Ms. Whipple and the Showbiz Choir. If you'd all like to stand and join me, join us.
Our Heavenly Father, we're grateful for this opportunity we have to meet together at our City Council meeting this evening. We're grateful for all that Thou has given us and provided for us, and we're grateful for this beautiful town we have to live in. Grateful for these the citizens of this town and all that they do to help one another. We're grateful for our first responders, and we're grateful for all that they do. We're grateful for our city staff and all that they do to keep our city running and to keep our city beautiful. And we're ask that Thou will be with us tonight, that we can make decisions that will help the community and be in line with Thy will. And we say these things in the name of Thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the wondrous red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the brave and the home of the
Wow. Gosh, thank you guys so much. Amazing. All righty, next item on the agenda is call to the public. It is citizen desire to speak on a matter that's within the jurisdiction of the city council may do so at this time. Comments may be limited to 3 minutes per person and shall be addressed to the council as a whole. I don't have any, and I don't see anybody running up here, so we'll go on to the next item. Under special events, presentation by the Show Low High School Biz Choir, Mrs. Whipple again.
We should have just stayed. It's okay. So we're here to announce the 39th annual. I believe it's been going that long, but we are very excited to announce the 39th annual Feast of Carols here in Show Low. It'll once again take place at Whipple Ranch Elementary School. The dates will be November 29th and 30th and December 1st and 2nd. And we would like to invite the community to come and hear these kids and about 100 others perform in that amazing festive and Christmas production. It has become quite the tradition here in Show Low, and we are super pleased with the work these students put in to make that happen. Tickets will go on sale to the public next Monday, November 13th. They'll be sold at the Show Low Auditorium from 4 to 6 p.m. each evening. Or you can contact Corey Lewis. Her information is on the flyers. I don't have her number memorized, sorry. But we hope that everybody will come and join us. Our first night will be a dessert night. Those tickets will range from $10 to $12, and then the other 3 nights are the full dinner feast, and those tickets will be $25 to $30 depending on where you have your seat. So we hope that everybody will come and join us and kick off the Christmas season here in Show Low and just make this a part of your annual traditions. I know it's been a part of my family for years, and we hope others will do the same. We're going to share one last piece with you. This is Carol of the Bells, and then we're going to get them to rehearsal. But thanks for letting us be here, and we look forward to seeing the community at our 39th Feast of Carols this year.
Hark how the bells, sweet silver bells, all seem to say, throw cares away. Christmas is here, bringing good cheer to young and old, meek and the bold. Ding dong, that is our song, with joyful ring, all caroling. One seems to hear words of good cheer from everywhere, filling the air. Oh, how they call, raising the sound, o'er the dale, telling the tale. While people sing songs of good cheer, Christmas is here. Merry, 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 merry Christmas. Merry, 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 merry Christmas. On they send down without a dead joyful tone to every home. Hark how the bells, sweet silver bells, all seem to say, throw cares away. Christmas is here, bringing good cheer to young and old, meek and the bold. Ding dong, that is their song, with joyful ring, all caroling. One seems to hear words of good cheer from everywhere, filling the air. Oh, how they call, raising the sound, o'er the dead, telling their tale. Hey, while people sing songs of good cheer, Christmas is here. Merry, 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 merry Christmas. Merry, 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 merry Christmas. On they send down without a that joyful tone to every home.
On they send on without end their joyful tones to every home.
Ding dong, ding dong.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, next item on the agenda is presentation by the Sholo Chamber of Commerce. Sorry, Sunshine, you had to follow that, but
What are you going to be singing, Sunshine?
They set the bar really high. Oh, you don't want me to sing.
A pitch pipe as well?
Oh, no, that would be painful. So thank you all for having me tonight. We'll just get right into the progress the Chamber's made the last year. So our membership is, it's going to say 47% up there, but we've actually increased over the last couple days. So we're up to 275 members, a 67% increase from this time last year. We're getting stronger and more connected. We've transitioned, focusing less on events and more on empowering local businesses and nonprofits. We've kept the best events, Sholo Days, and our annual membership. Thank you, Gala. So that'll be coming up soon. But it's all about our members and our businesses. Our digital footprint has expanded significantly. We've launched a new website, a portal that doesn't just list businesses. It tells their stories, displays their events, and puts them right where they need to be, in front of customers, tourists, and the community. Thanks to a fruitful collaboration with Adventure Peace, this isn't just a website, it's a beacon for tourism. We've also just launched a digital directory and magazine rolled into one, updating it every 2 months. That way, the spotlight is always on the members and the local scene. Social media has taken our message further than we could have imagined, reaching up to 25,000 people, and some of our posts are hitting over 120,000 views. It's not just about likes and shares, it's about bringing our business community into the conversations happening every second online. Our physical space at the Chamber and Tourist Information Center has been transformed. We just finished the exterior cleanup, and I had already worked previously on the interior. And we've got some new signage being designed by Vintage Signworks, so if you've driven by the Chamber, you know those needed some updating, so that's in the work. We've also shaken up our networking events, moving from breakfast to monthly luncheons, doubling in the attendance. It's more than a meal, it's a melting pot of ideas, strategies, and opportunities, again, focusing on our member businesses. Let's talk numbers real quick. Sholo Days this year turned a profit of $14,000. The last time it had seen a profit was in 2019. So that's a huge win, and we're looking forward to Sholo Days 2024 with a collaboration with Sholo Main Street and having the market attend Sholo Days. I think that's going to be huge and a great event. So if you look at page 3 of the financials that I gave you guys, it says we're 8,331 for the year. The important thing to notice there is that there were no employee wages. We just had one employee. So with that taken into account, we're $57,980 better than we were last year. So huge improvement there. We had over 4,000 visitors come through the TIC this year, with a notable increase in retirees considering Sholo as their next home. It just speaks to the livability and appeal of our area. We had a 42% increase in visitors last month over October of 2022. We're seeing more and more people come through the door. And what's next is more support for our businesses, more marketing and networking to increase and drive to boost membership even further. Plus, our thank you gala is planned for January 12th, coming up here soon. And then for the under 60 crowd, because the visitors tend to be over 60, for the under 60 crowd, the digital natives, we're revamping our strategy to meet them where they are, and that's online, making every click a potential visit to Sholo. In closing, this year isn't just another year, it's a leap forward, and we're excited about where we're headed. And thank you for being part of this journey, and we're looking forward to keeping going and keeping the momentum going.
Thank you, Sunshine. I appreciate it. I just really want to make a comment. You know how I felt about the chamber and some of the things with the TIC over the past years. Haven't been a real big fan, but I definitely became one. I appreciate everything you're doing down there. I appreciate all the invites. We try to make everything we can. It just seems like it's definitely taken a new direction, and I absolutely love what you're doing. I really do. You and your board. I know you're kind of short on the board too, and looking for help out there. Cleaning up the outside was amazing, and I love the idea of new signage. So I just want to appreciate everything you're doing down there. I think it's going in the direction that I thought we could get there the last few years, so thank you.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Any other questions or comments?
Just great job. It's really nice to see the increase in business and what you guys are doing and the focus that you have now. It's really nice to see.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Okay, next item on the agenda is presentation regarding the Sholo Turn of the Card Community Center and Meals on Wheels. Mr. Girardi. Rachel, proclamation. To give to.
Good evening, everybody. Yes, we are now the Turn of the Card Community Center. We're no longer the Senior Center, okay? And as of today, we just got a brand-new sign hanging up in front of the building. It's been a discussion for a long time. All right, our board. Okay, I thought maybe it was going to be up on the thing here, but I guess
Why
not.
are you on the, should be down there.
Yeah, I know, it's down there.
Okay, scrolling.
Okay, you guys see it, right? Okay. All right, you see, I'm the president of the board. I'm Jim Girard. I'm also with the White Mountain Bay Submarine Veterans Organization. As you see, I have a very diverse board. Our mayor, vice president from Solterra, David Murray, who's from Summit Healthcare, Bryony Busholt, Tony Alba from representing Pine Top Lakeside, okay, Chris Mays, and then of course, and I noticed that when I was looking at it today, they must have got corrected because the liaison was misspelled when I looked at it on my computer. So, okay, moving on, our staff. Okay, oops, thank you. Karen Hook, our site manager. Christine Sherman, our MOW, our Meals on Wheels coordinator. And we have our chief kitchen staff, okay, manager. We have cooks, James Mosier, servers. Does anybody care what SCSEP program means? Good, we'll move on.
Is that because you don't know either?
I just asked them, I said, what does that mean? I don't know.
Okay.
Seniors getting re-educated to go back into the workforce. So we are one of the providers and we train them on computers and things like that and help them out. And while they're doing that, they are putting out all their information to other companies in the area to get a job. And so.
And more importantly, we don't pay for them. ARAP pays for them. Okay, Meals on Wheels. As you can see, we have 5 routes, 12 to 13 clients on each max. I'm telling you, we are maxed out on that. And we hope sometime to be able to advance to get another route. But we need more drivers and we need more equipment. You can see we served 264 last week. Monthly has been, last month was 1202. I can't give you numbers from last year like Sunshine did, but it's something that we need to start tracking, comparing our growth and everything like that. We know we're growing, okay? Our drivers do wellness checks, and they also, I know when I drive, sometimes I got to take the garbage out and a few other things to help some of our clients, okay? Congregate meals, as you can see, I'm just going to zip through a lot of this stuff because these are all numbers that you can see and you can read, okay? The biggest thing that I have an issue with is that NACOG pays a certain percentage. We pay a certain percentage to be able to take care of our people, okay? The other thing is that some of them have pets, so we are able to. We've been able to get some dog food with the help of of Karen, and Ed Moore goes and picks it up and helps distribute it. We also do monthly food boxes to seniors in need. Usually is what I never did get a number on that. I know 15 of them is what we delivered last week. Pardon?
25 this month.
So we have 25 people that we try to help out with some extra food besides the Meals on Wheels. Okay. Oops. Back it up. Okay. Back it up. I'm sorry here. Okay. All right. We have Thanksgiving dinner coming up. As you can see, the donations, City of Show, Safeway, Walmart. And by the way, Safeway donates food to us almost on a daily basis to help on as far as getting rid of some of their pull dated items. So, but as you can see, we are looking at probably doing around 415 people, whether it's the congregate or the people that are coming in, and you can sign up at different times. Just call Joan, make a reservation. We'd like to see you guys there. Come get a nice Thanksgiving meal, and we might even get somebody to help me carve some turkeys.
Hey, I showed up last year and you didn't need me, so I left. Sorry. Because you're looking right at me, I could tell.
No,
I was there.
So
Turned me away.
it wasn't me. I would have got you in the kitchen because I know you got a food handler's card. So, but anyway, moving on to the next thing. Okay, is it always about money? Well, unfortunately, we have to find money any way we can to support it because NACOG only pays a certain part, and we have people that they can't afford a meal. And are we going to let them go hungry? No. So we're going to do what we can to try and feed some of these people. As you can see, tax credits, We're starting to get some money in and everything. And I'm gonna tell you right now, this summer was a tough summer. We're down $5,300 from last April. But we all know in the summertime, we don't have money coming in for various things. What is it? We don't have, anyway, we have individual donations, but one of the nice things is we got $5,000, $50 a piece giving seniors and veterans through Nourishing Neighbors to help them out, to get them through the holidays for Christmas and Thanksgiving. So, are we limited to seniors only?
It's neighborhoods. So,
Okay,
our first
so-
priority are the seniors right now that we know are needy, especially our Meals on Wheels
Okay.
clients.
So the reality is if you know somebody that needs to get through, needs to help with Thanksgiving or help with Christmas, let us know because we've got these $50 gift certificates. There's 100 of them. We need to help people out. We need to feed people. Okay? We're constantly working on grants to take care of business. We got a grant right now with Del Webb to try and replace the stove. We just got an oven that broke down and we're trying to figure out who's going to pay for it, whether it's the city or it's us or whatever. So, things like that. Whirlpool donated us some refrigerators. We want to thank Allison Hebner for all the grants and leadership she did over the last year. Okay. I talked about $171,000 when I took over as a board. Now I'm around 131,000. Okay, but money's going to start to come in. So, all right, next slide. Okay. I think there was another one in there somewhere. Okay, tax credits. What's after the tax credits? Okay, the building. We changed it to a community center to get away from being a senior center. We just had Halloween, and we had a big success with the Halloween. People coming in, playing games, getting candy. So we're trying to make people aware that it is a community center. Okay, that means when you can come in for breakfast or lunch. Of course, you got to sign up for lunch, but breakfast, anybody can come in and have breakfast. Unfortunately, right now, it's the quiet time of the year, so we are only doing breakfast on Fridays, and we will do breakfast again come about April or so, March, whenever people start showing back up again, and we will do Re-Enlight breakfast again. Okay. Yeah, okay. Anyway, we want to thank you guys for the use of your building. Okay, it's your building. Oh, by the way, the pie eating contest, they're talking about you and I having a competition on the pie eating contest.
I'll do sweets.
So, keep that in mind when we further down the road.
Have to take a shower afterwards.
I hear you. Especially with that mustache, you're going to be cheating already. So, we have a monthly flight committee that has city people that are involved besides seniors and Karen and Jessica. And I'd just like to mention that the Senior Patrol Daily comes in every day and has their morning briefings. And so, we have others that are using it also. Okay. All right, let's talk about money. All right. NACOG and Meals on Wheels partner in paying for the Meals on Wheels deliveries and the congregate meals. Okay. Out of donations we pay. Now, I haven't seen it in here, but we have some people that can't afford and they pay what they can. Okay. And so you have to pick up the rest of the remainder of the tab, whether it's, you know, from different donations or whatever, or funding from the city. Now, don't be shocked, but yes, you guys gave us 50,000 last year, and I'm asking for 125 next year. We need more money. As you all know, costs are going up in every direction, including in January when minimum wage goes up again. So, yes, do I want my cake and eat it too? You better believe it. Would I like to hire a director for the building? Yes, I would like to do that also. Okay, so, but as Karen likes to say a lot, no one goes hungry. Okay, so we find any way we can to feed some of those people that come in the door, whatever, and we need your help to be able to do that. Next slide. That was Halloween. Okay, that was the original sign. And now you've seen the new sign that's above the door. And yes, we are the Turn of the Card Community Center, home of Meals on Wheels. Thank you for your time.
Jim, thank you. Appreciate your time.
Thank you all for all your work.
Any questions or comments?
I hope I did it within my 5 to 7 minutes.
Oh, you went over, but that's okay. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it.
Sunshine did it fast enough for my both.
There was another misspell on there too, my last name, but we'll let you go on that one.
Like, what was it, the junior part?
Yeah. Okay, next item on the agenda is consent calendar. I'll entertain a motion to proclaim by the mayor proclaiming November 6th through the 12th, 2023 as Operation Green Light for Veterans Week, consideration of acceptance of the grant from the 100 Club for purchase of new traffic safety vests, consideration of acceptance of government of highway safety grants and authorization of associated budget transfers, consideration of acceptance of the airport management system grant. Consideration of acceptance of East Owens roadway, consideration of acceptance of East Mills and East Owens water line, consideration of resolution number R 2023-20 approving intergovernmental agreement with Arizona Department of Revenue, consideration of cancellation of agreement to reimburse costs associated with the airport hangar infrastructure improvements of Show Low Regional Airport. Excuse me. Consideration of minutes of the Show Low City Council meeting on October 17th, 2023. I entertain a motion to accept consent calendar. I got a motion. Any second? Got a second? All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion passed. At this time, if I could have the city clerk read the proclamation, please.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Whereas the residents of the city of Show Low have great respect, admiration, and the utmost gratitude for all the men and women who have selflessly served our country and this community in the armed forces, and whereas the contributions and sacrifices of those who served in the armed forces have been vital in maintaining the freedoms and the way of life enjoyed by our citizens, and whereas the city of Show Low seeks to honor individuals who have made countless sacrifices for freedom by placing themselves in harm's way for the good of all, and whereas veterans continue to serve our community in the American Legion, veterans of foreign wars, religious groups, and civil service to help fellow former service members access more than $52 billion in federal health, disability, and compensation benefits each year. And whereas approximately 200,000 service members transition to civilian communities annually, and whereas an estimated 20% increase of service members will transition to civilian life in the near future. And whereas studies indicate that 44 to 72% of service members experience high levels of stress during transition from military to civilian life. And whereas active military service members transitioning from military service are at high risk for suicide during their first year after military service. And whereas the city of Show Low appreciates the sacrifices of our United States military personnel and believes specific recognition should be granted. Now therefore, John Leach Jr., Mayor, on behalf of the Show Low City Council, does hereby proclaim November 6th through the 12th, 2023, as Operation Green Lights for Veterans Week in the city of Show Low, as a time to salute and honor the service and sacrifices of our men and women in uniform transitioning from active service, and encourage all citizens in patriotic tradition to recognize the importance of honoring all those who made immeasurable sacrifices to preserve freedom by displaying green lights at their place of businesses or residence from November 6th through the 12th, 2023.
Thank you, Ms. Hall. Is there a representative here? Come on up. I hope I didn't wake you back there. Okay. Thank you. Come on. Thank you. Appreciate the service. Get everybody. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it very much. All righty, next item on the agenda is a public hearing and consideration of application submitted by Matthew Thomas McGowan and James Derrick Thomas for number 12 restaurant liquor license on behalf of Platinum and its location at 1401 East Wilford Road, Suite B, City of Show Low. Mrs. Hall.
Mayor and Council, Matthew Thomas McGowan and James Derrick Thompson, representing Pitalian, submitted a liquor applications for a number 12 restaurant liquor license for its location at 1401 East Wilford Road, Suite B. As required by state law, the property was posted and no public input was received. The Show Low Police Department conducted a background check on the applicants and found nothing amiss. The Department of Liquor Licenses and Control conducts its own internal investigation and background checks. Based on the investigators' findings and the recommendation of the City Council, the State Liquor Board will decide whether to approve or deny the application. And just note that if the City Council chooses to recommend denial of the application, the motion must state the reasons for the denial. And one of the applicants is here if you have any questions.
Okay. At this time, I'll open up to a public hearing. Seeing nobody around, I'll close the public hearing, turn it back to the council for questions or motions. Is there any questions? How about a motion? These iPads moving slow.
I move to recommend approval to the State Liquor Board of the application submitted by Matthew Thomas McGowan and James Derrick Thomas for a number 12 restaurant liquor license on behalf of Pitalian for its location at 1401 East Wilford Road, Suite B, Show Low, Arizona.
Got a motion, I got a second. All those in favor of the motion? All those opposed, same sign, motion passed. Welcome back, Matt. It's good to see you out. Good luck. Yes.
I just want to say thank you, and we appreciate you coming to Show Low and being willing to venture off into opening a restaurant here in the city of Show Low. We always appreciate new businesses, and we appreciate the fact that you're willing to trust the city with that big leap. So thank you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
That's great. I almost voted to deny it based off your attire, but you guys are still in the playoffs. Show Low's not, so I couldn't hold it against you. So yeah, we'd probably do that next time. That'd be yeah. Hopefully next year we're in the playoffs.
And you wouldn't be coaching next year either. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate it. All right, next item on the agenda is consideration of preliminary development plat submitted by Bison Ridge Twin Homes LLC for 7-building, 14-unit twin home development to be called Bison Ridge Twin Homes. Mr. Dragaskas.
Mayor, members of council, at the regular meeting on October 24th, 2023, the Planning and Zoning Commission voted 4-0. Chairman Barlow and Commissioner Hatch declaring conflicts of interest to recommend approval of a preliminary development plan submitted by Bison Ridge Twin Homes LLC for a development to be known as Bison Ridge Twin Homes. This development is proposed to be constructed within the Bison Ridge Planned Unit Development. As submitted, this development is proposed to consist of a total of 7 buildings with 2 units per building, for a total of 14 units. The subject property is approximately 3.42 acres with 2.29 acres designated as open space, utility easements, and landscaping. Maintenance of the common area would be done by the homeowners association. The subject property was previously approved by the city council for 8 buildings, each consisting of 8 condominium units for a total of 64 units. This plat was withdrawn by the owner and was ultimately abandoned and reverted to acreage. Staff has reviewed the submitted plat for Bison Ridge Twin Homes and has found that it meets the requirements of City Code and the Bison Ridge Planned Unit Development. In addition, a letter of support from the Bison Ridge Homeowners Association has been provided. The commission decision consists of 2 conditions. Number 1, all development shall comply with all applicable federal, state, and local requirements. And number 2, all easements shall meet minimum easement width requirements. Easements and bearings shall be shown on the final plat. With that, staff is available for questions.
Thank you, sir. Any questions, comments?
Came up with, I'm just wondering, usually the names are a little bit more creative. So did we run out of names for the Bison development over there, Justin, or what?
They did not comment on that.
Okay, I'm just wondering, because usually they get a little creative, so I think they're just straightforward this one, huh?
All business.
All right.
Questions or comments? Councilman, also.
I'll make a motion. I move to recommend approval of the preliminary development plan submitted by Bison Ridge Twin Homes LLC for a 7-building, 14-unit twin home development to be called Bison Ridge Twin Homes, subject to the conditions of approval specified by the Planning and Zoning Commission.
Got a motion, got a second by Councilman Adams. All those in favor of the motion? All those opposed? Motion passed unanimously. Thank you, sir. Next item on the agenda is consideration of acceptance of resolution number 2023-21 for intergovernmental agreement for City Park Detention Floods Control Center. Yes,
I'm going to declare conflict, Mayor.
okay.
Thank you.
Mr. Hemsall.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. The City of Shola has been working on a design a regional detention facility located in the city park to reduce the impact of high-intensity storms on the residents that live in that watershed. Ironside Engineering was contracted to design a detention facility in a vacant area within the city park to capture runoff and reduce the peak flows that naturally convey into the neighborhoods to the north of the park. The design of the facility has been completed with a construction estimate of $140,000 that was developed to perform all the work. The city has contacted Navajo County to discuss utilizing Navajo County flood control funding to help construct this regional detention improvement. Navajo County has committed the funding in an amount not to exceed the $140,000 for construction of the facility. Staff recommends adopting resolution number R2023-21, approving the intergovernmental agreement to receive Navajo County Flood Control District funding for construction of the City Park Drainage Detention Facility. The resolution is attached, and I'm available for any questions.
We have a couple people that want to talk on this item, but what if you don't mind, kind of go into the details of what's going to happen over there. Because I know I had a long discussion with the city manager as well today, and I kind of want to get into the details of exactly what's going on over there, if you don't mind.
You bet. The city park, there's a little bit of drainage area on the south side of the Deuce Clubs as well that naturally has conveyed drainage over, through this low point kind of along 15th and 14th Avenue there. Just anytime they get a really high intensity storm, large runoff volume is kind of conveyed towards the neighborhoods. Neighborhoods really weren't developed with drainage easements or channelways to handle a lot of those high peak flows and cause some damage for some of the residents in the area. So what we're proposing to do here is to try to capture a good portion of the city park and everything that's south of the Deuce Clubs in that area, run it through a detention facility to try to capture it and slowly release that water, thus reducing the peak flows. I believe the numbers for the 10-year were about 48% reduction, and the 100-year was, I think, over 40. kind of take that high peak flows off to hold the water back, slowly release that water, try to get to fit in that smaller ditches in the area. So that's the goal and the scope of the work.
Thank you, sir.
Pull up the map there so people can see.
Do you have the attachment on there? There we go. That is the approximate location for the detention facility. You see it's located just east of the tennis courts and parking area for the tennis courts. We'll try to capture the drainage along the south side of the Williams Little League field, the tennis courts, and everything coming downhill from the park, run it through the detention facility before it outlets in a ditch that's between 14th and 13th Drive.
Before we let him go, go ahead, Vice Mayor.
Shane, who is actually performing the construction portion of this?
That is yet to be determined. So now that once this intergovernmental agreement is made with the county, they're giving us the funding. We're really appreciative of that. I'll proceed to bid the work, and we'll have a contractor known here in the next 6 to 8 weeks who will do the work.
Councilman Ossoff.
Just a little bit more history, I think, on it is, when all this stuff started happening with all the drainage issues that we had going down through there, I know Ed Muter was called and definitely went down there with Justin Johnson to talk to the people in that subdivision about the drainage issues and seeing things that the drainage is too small or they're filthy and dirty and stuff like that. So I definitely want to thank staff and Ed and Justin and for seeing that and working on that. And the reason I'm not saying Morgan is Ed was involved in it, but Morgan's going to finish it up here. But, the good thing is after that happened and we had our meetings and everything else, we put $150,000 into a budget to help with that drainage issue and everything else to see if we can stop that from happening again. But also, I want to thank County Board of Supervisors for the $140,000, especially Daryl Seymour, Supervisor Seymour, for getting the opportunity to put some money in there for us too, and then also all the grants that we can go after. So theoretically, I just kind of rough figuring we got about $400,000 that we can put into that area and try to get things back to where they should be instead of having the drainage issue that we've had before. So I definitely want to thank you and staff for putting stuff together and then drawing this up. It's something that we didn't look at, that it was something out of, we looked out of the boundaries of our minds of what we could do and said, oh yeah, we can do this here. So I definitely thank you guys for doing that for us.
Councilman Judd.
Just a quick question. I think I can see from the plan the material, but could you describe that real quick? You're gonna basically dig a hole right here. What's all involved with that?
You bet. So in that vacant area there really is, all the trees are died already for the most part. They're actually fit to be a good location for that. We will excavate a hole of a different slopes. They'll have benches so you can climb in and out of there. The volume of that water, I think it's about 70,000 cubic feet. That's just what it was calced to. That's about the volume we needed. So that'll be excavated. We will seed it, try to landscape it so it fits in with the park. And then we are going to have to maintain that facility every year as sediment and other things go into that basin. There's an outlet structure. You'll see the pipe and the plans in a box, and that's designed to really just slowly release that water as it fills up to meter that water out so it doesn't just big gush downstream. We can meter that water slower so it actually fits the downstream ditch better.
Councilman Ossoff.
And I just want to key up what you just got done saying about the safety issue with that being an area where there's a lot of kids and everything else. You're going to do landscaping. Is there going to be anything else that we can protect around that so the kids can't fall in there or?
But at this time, we have soft slopes. It was designed to have 3-to-1 soft slopes that are traversable. There's a bench halfway down that you can walk into and enter that facility and exit the facility. Right now, we're just looking at doing some seeding. And then we are gonna have to go in there and excavate out sediment and things during the year, so it will be accessible by equipment as well too.
Okay.
Mr. Hansel, this afternoon, you made a question or a comment about also seeding upstream. Can you kind of explain that? That's going to help this as well?
Yes, one of the problems when we have these high-intensity storms in the park is the soil is kind of sandy. A lot of that silt gets washed downstream. It plugs our culverts. It plugs detention facilities like this. In the 5-year CIP, you'll see next month, we've added a project in the city park to add a couple, I think it's 1.5 acres of grass upstream next to the tennis courts area, and just kind of make that more of a grass area under the trees. Families can utilize that area for just picnics, et cetera, but it also helps us with our runoff and kind of mitigates that issue a little bit better down there too.
Comments? Okay. Okay, at this time, we'll call up Mr. Lott. You got some questions or comments?
I'd like to thank the council for looking into this deal and trying to help us out. We've lived there for quite a few years. We're right there on 14th Drive. We're the ones that actually gave access for the city to come in and clean out the ditch, which has helped us tremendously, quite honestly. It put us back to about where we were 10 years ago. Whenever they come in, they put the cable, the fiber optic down underneath. Once that happened, nobody could get in there and clean it out. So it really made it very difficult for all of us down through there. And the sand and silt he was talking about, it's been going right there, filling it up. So we do appreciate you guys looking at that and at least helping us on that. So I want to say thank you for that. The backyard and under our house has flooded every year for the past 10 years. Okay. The past 4 years, the house has flooded every year. We've lost freezers. We've lost water heaters. We've lost flooring. I can't tell you how much garage stuff I've lost because of the flood. It was pouring all the way through the house. So I'm sure all of you guys would like not to have that happen to your house. This water was coming from the park, from across the street, all being diverted to a very small drainage ditch. I am so happy to see you're looking into this deal. It has been extremely difficult for all of us there. I don't have a whole lot to go on here. I just mainly want to say thank you for looking into this, trying to get taken care of. I hope we get this accomplished. That whole area down through there needs your help. Thank you.
Mrs. Austin?
Mayor and council, thank you, and I'm with Alvin. Thank you, because I've been in that house since the early 70s, and the last few years have been really tough. Our house, not as bad. Their house, when they've got 3 inches of water coming through their bedroom, that's pretty bad. So I'm glad that this is being done. This retention, I see the map right here. So I just have one question. Will the water totally drain out of it eventually, or are we going to have a mosquito swamp breeding ground?
He's shaking his head, so we'll let him answer that for you.
This is a detention facility, so it's designed to completely drain after every storm. We don't do retention. Retention's for the valley where it actually perks. Up here, we don't have the perk. We don't have everything we do is detention, so it'll drain completely after every storm.
Okay. Thank you for explaining the two, because I asked that same question today. I didn't understand the two differences, but one of them stays there. This one will not. This one will be dry.
Yes, in the valley, you'll see retention basins everywhere. They fill them up and they're supposed to soak in within 36 hours. We don't soak that quickly. So we have to detain in an outlet and then slowly release it. It'll drain.
Okay, that was my question for now. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys' patience for sure. All righty, next item on the agenda is consideration of I'm sorry. We need a motion. See, I've already marked it off my list though, so I can't go back. All right, at this time, I'll entertain a motion for consideration and acceptance of resolution number 2023-21 for intergovernment agreement for the City Park Detention Flood Control District. Vice Mayor.
I move to adopt resolution number R 2023-21, approving the intergovernmental agreement to receive Navajo County Flood Control District funding for the construction of the City Park Drainage Detention Project and authorize the associated budget transfers.
Got a motion, I got a second by Councilman Adams. All those in favor of the motion? All those opposed? Motion passed. Thank you, sir, for explaining that. Appreciate it.
We'll advertise that work in the next couple of weeks.
Thank you. Is that something that's gonna happen like right after first of the year, or what is?
If we get a dry winter and then get in there, we'll turn them loose.
Wow, awesome. Thank you. Okay, now I can go to the next item, right? Nobody's gonna yell at me or hit me or got a bruise on my left leg now.
Sorry, Mayor.
Next item on the agenda is consideration of award of construction contract for aquatic center restroom remodel. Project number Sholo FM 3424, and I am not calling you Mr. Cup, Mr. Henshaw. Mr. Cup decided to go hunting.
He covered for me 2 weeks ago when I got to hunt, so it's mine.
Okay. Fair.
Hope he gets one. The 2024 City of Show Low budget includes funding for a remodel of the 2 restrooms in the Show Low Aquatic Center. The 2 small restrooms will be combined into 1 larger family restroom to serve both disabled persons and parents with small children. And the improvements include new plumbing fixtures, a shower, partitions, wallboard paint, refinishing concrete floors, lighting, doors, paper and soap dispensers, an adult changing station, and other necessary appendages. The scope will include necessary demolition and disposal of all waste. In-slab and in-wall plumbing will need to be reconfigured. But this work is planned to be completed during the annual maintenance shutdown of the Aquatic Center from November 27th to December 26th. The successful bidder will also be responsible to prepare permittable plans for the construction. A request for proposals was advertised per statutory requirements and 2 received. The proposal was evaluated based on cost, value, and experience. A schedule of values for the restroom was also submitted as a part of the contractor's proposal. The 2 proposals were one LD&B LLC at $52,362.33 and Point Companies Incorporated $65,265.88. Staff recommends awarding the construction contract for the Show Low Aquatic Center restroom remodel project FM 3424 to LD&B LLC and the amount not to exceed that $52,362.33. The schedule values of the work is attached, and I'm here for questions.
Mr. Hempsall, I have a question. Do you know by any chance when the last time, it seems like we remodeled this bathroom maybe 10, 12 years ago, or no? Just Band-Aid it?
Been over 20 years.
Is it? Okay. Because I know we've gone in there and replaced fixtures, but that was just kind of a Band-Aid. Thank you. Councilman also.
Yeah, thank you, Shane. I just happened to go to Snowflake the other day just to see what, because I was looking at the bathroom thing that you have set up here, and I heard that Snowflake just had theirs built and that they had the same type of bathroom. So I went up there and took a look at them, just to see what it looks like. Unbelievable how they converted their aquatic center into what it is now. It's you can't even recognize it. But yeah, I walked into ours and the bathrooms, the boys' bathroom, you can see rust and everything else. So yeah, it's getting time for another remodel, but it's also getting time for, we probably need to get a new one built too. So, but no, thank you very much for going after this and seeking to get this redone. So I appreciate that. I can make a motion if you want me to make a motion.
Any other comments? Councilman Clark.
Yeah, I just want to say that, I obviously, I think that I remember when the Aquatic Center was open, when I was in junior high, and then I worked in high school. In fact, Connie was the one who interviewed me to be a lifeguard. And we haven't really, as far as the bathrooms, I went in there, I don't know, a few weeks ago with my kids, and the bathrooms look pretty much the same as they did when I was a lifeguard 27 years ago. But I think that our aquatic center is a phenomenal facility, and I agree with Councilman Alsop. We're going to have to start looking and planning for the future about that. But I want to compliment Becca and her staff. They've done a phenomenal job with what they've been given. And when I go, my kids who are still in school, they go there every Friday. That's kind of the thing to do during the wintertime, is to be able to go to the pool and stuff. So I'm glad that we're taking this opportunity to do the remodel. And I want to, thank staff for their diligent work on working on this, so.
Questions or comments? Councilman Alsop.
I move to award the construction contract for the Aquatic Center restroom remodels, City of Show Low, project number FM 3424 to LD&B LLC, an amount not to exceed $52,362.33, and authorize the associated budget transfers.
I got a motion. I'll go ahead and second that. All those in favor of the motion? All those opposed? Motion passed unanimously. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Next item on the agenda is summary of current events. Council members. Councilman Alsop.
Thank you. In the last 2 or 3 weeks, the Show Low City Council here had a retreat, and it was really neat to hear what is going on with the Scotch Ranch Road. And so I publicly wanted to thank Lisa Roberts for her expertise of going after grants for this bridge at the Scotch Ranch Road. If it wasn't for her and the staff going after this, I think we'd probably still be behind the 8 ball on this one here. But her expertise of getting these grants and getting them written and getting them out fast has just been unbelievable. And so I want to personally thank her for everything that she does for the city.
Councilman Clark.
Yeah, just 2 things real quick. I appreciate Mrs. Whipple coming in tonight and bringing the Showbiz Choir. And I'd invite anybody who has the opportunity to go to the Feast of Carols. It's going to be a phenomenal program. I've been able to go the last probably 7 or 8 years. And it's really a tremendous opportunity for the community to come together and kind of kick off the holiday season. And with that, I think about like the wonderful things that happen in the city of Show Low during the holiday season. You have the Feast of Carols, we have the Community Fast. The city goes to great lengths. I know that the Public Works team and we reach out, we light up the downtown. That's really, it's almost like a Hallmark movie sometimes when you think about Show Low and you think about the great traditions that we have and the great way the community really comes together, not only to celebrate the holidays, but to help out those who are less fortunate and stuff. And so I really invite the community to participate in all the things that we have going on in the holidays. It really what makes living in Show Low truly spectacular. And also tomorrow, I believe it's at 6 p.m. at the Public Safety Building. We are honoring and remembering one of our fallen officers, Darren Reed. He passed away 7 years ago tomorrow. So we'd invite all the community members to come out and show their support for not only for Darren and his family, but also for all of our law enforcement community, to help them know how much we love and respect them and how much what a vital resource they are in our community. I think you look at throughout the country and some of the communities that don't value law enforcement and they don't put them as a priority, you can see what a tremendous blight they are. There are some of the cities I would never in a million years have a desire to go and visit. My wife and I, we travel quite frequently, and they are cities that, that talk about defunding the police and they don't show the respect that law enforcement deserve. Those are the cities that I completely stay away from because I don't feel safe. And so we owe a huge debt of gratitude to not only to Darren's family, but also to all of our law enforcement members throughout the city. And so I think it's an opportunity for us to tell them thank you. And I would invite the members of the community to come out and show why we are able to live and celebrate the holidays the way that we are and to continue to enjoy those wonderful traditions. So a lot of cities throughout the country that are not able to do that.
Thanks, sir. Other comments? Do you have some? Councilman Adams.
I just kind of go along with what was said about the retreat. I just wanted the public to know that the city staff have worked really hard, and there's a lot of exciting things happening in Show Low and will be happening in the future. And our city works really hard, and I just want to thank them for all their hard work that they do to help our city grow and look good and to be welcoming to people. So I want to thank city staff for all that they do.
Thank you. City manager.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. So as Councilman Clark said, the Darren Reed Memorial is tomorrow night at 6 at the Darren Reed Room. And Just want to remind everybody why our downtown lights, everybody can see that they're turned blue. That's in honor of Darren Reed and also our police officers. And then, as you noticed tonight, we did the proclamation for the green light for Veterans Week. So after tomorrow, the rest of the week, the lights will be green in honor of our veterans, just so you can recognize that's what's going on there. On this November 11th, which is Veterans Day, the VFW will hold a ceremony at 11 a.m. at the Veterans Memorial right out here at City Hall. And that event is open to the public. And as we talked about tonight, at the restrooms at the Aquatic Center, our Shoalo Family Aquatic Center will be closed for 4 weeks from November 23rd until December 26th. During the closure, staff is working on painting the pool deck, replacing filters, switching from liquid acid to acid tablets for the pool and spa, converting this bathroom to the family ADA bathroom, and detailing the pool and locker room. So there's a lot of work going on in the Aquatic Center for that month. We appreciate your patience as we get it all cleaned up and ready to go for the next year. And then in some public works projects, our downtown conduit project is almost completed. And then we have the contractor installing water services along 26th and 27th in the Fools Hollow Waterline project. Also, the paving for the Nicholas and McNeil Acres subdivision has been completed. And the contractor is working on driveways and utility adjustments in that neighborhood. And we thank you for your patience as we finish up that work. That's all I have, Mayor.
Sir? Scheduling meetings.
Remind everybody that at our last meeting, we talked about not holding the second meeting in November due to the Thanksgiving holiday, so there'll be no city council meeting that week. Our next meeting will be on December 5th. Put that on your calendars, but no meeting on the 21st.
Unless somebody really wants to have a meeting. Didn't see anybody jump up and down, so. All righty, thank you. Okay, on the agenda, we did have an executive session on there, but we're going to postpone that till the next meeting. So seeing no more business before this council, I'll adjourn this meeting. Thank you, guys.